ಇಬ್ಬಂದಿಯಲ್ಲಿಯೇ ದರ್ಶನ ಕಾಣೋ
Dalits, the Poor, Brahmins, and AI. An illustrated article by Sekar Pona. My name is Chandrasekhar Vittasindra. Except for the name of my ancestors' village at the end of my name, Chandrasekhar, no other titles like Sharma, Rao, Dikshit, Chaturvedi, or anything else are attached to it. I was born into a Brahmin family that worships Tirupati Timappa. The elders of the family would often recall that my father, Gundanna, had completed some of his education in Sringeri. During the summer days, my father used to go swimming in the river near the Sringeri Mutt. I have heard a story from the family elders that when Guru Chandrasekhar Bharti Swamiji had come for a bath and was being swept away by the river near the temple, my father, who was an excellent swimmer, noticed it, rescued him, and brought him safely to the shore. I later came to know that since I was born after the demise of Chandrasekhar Bharti, I was named Chandrasekhar in his memory. Since the details I have mentioned here about my father are based on conversations among family elders, I cannot verify how much of it is true and how much is false. The thread of identity and renunciation. Being born into a Brahmin family was not in my hands, as birth is not something we choose. Even though I was born into a Brahmin family without any choice, I have never kept the Yajnopavita, sacred thread, on my shoulder. On festivals or auspicious family occasions, I have worn it a few times due to the insistence of elders. However, it has rarely remained on my shoulder for more than 2 days. I believe that neither I nor my family members possess the moral or traditional religious eligibility to wear the Yajnopavita. There are 2 reasons for this decision. I have already mentioned the first reason. The second reason is that since childhood, I have been drawn to the life of an ascetic, sannyasa. I have heard that those who choose to become ascetics voluntarily discard their Yajnopavita and perform their own funeral rites, Shraddha Karma. Neither I nor my older or younger relatives, whether of the current generation or the past, have the eligibility to wear the sacred thread. I have tried to distance myself from these rituals, limiting my participation only to enjoying the festive meals. I have consciously discarded it. Let all this be aside. I feel the need to record a few thoughts that cross my mind here. From the very beginning, I have had an interest in asceticism. A deep longing and inner pressure to become a monk have been haunting me consistently. Except for wearing a pair of washed and ironed pants and a shirt when appearing to present my petitions and arguments in the High Court of Karnataka, I have practiced wearing a saffron panche, dhoti, at all other times. Thus, though I am not a complete ascetic, I have categorized myself as a semi-ascetic. By saying this, I do not mean that others should seek my blessings and fall at my feet. Instead, I am ready to offer prostrations, Sashtanga Namaskara, to everyone, whether they are elders or youngsters. Or at least, I keep doing it mentally. Ideological conflicts and social realities. Along with this, I have suffered seeing the distinctions of high and low in social situations, and I have also experienced those moments of chastised verbal abuse. Moreover, because I stopped my education in the 6th standard, the scoldings at home used to intensify every day. I also feel the pain that I have not expanded my activities or responses to encompass everyone, Elerolagagalu, in the way Gandhi or Karl Marx did, both of whom influenced me to some extent. My closest friends often intensely push forward the argument that the Brahmin caste alone is responsible for all social inequalities, and take pleasure in it, but I do not entirely agree. With this, the insults embedded in that argument have often only brought me pain. I offer my outright rejection, dhikkara, to those conservative Brahmin elders, and to all living older or younger Brahmins, who loudly demand and impose rules, asking, what kind of a person are you if you do not perform Nityagnihotra and Trikala Sandhyavandana? Hearing all this, please do not jump to the conclusion that I am a selfish right-winger. At the same time, I am not a person involved in left-wing activities 24 hours a day. I am neither someone clinging to the sacred thread, nor am I a total leftist. People like me, who melt our muscles away in the crossfire of this dilemma, neither becoming leftists nor turning into Brahmins surrendered to the sacred thread, experience only hell on earth. We certainly do not attain salvation, moksha. If there is a next life, I pray to the divine force I do not believe in, please do not give me this life of double-mindedness. However, I can state one thing clearly: left-wing ideology has influenced me. I also want to record here that those influential thoughts still remain with me today. Even if I haven't become a universal human, Vishwamanava, beyond religion and caste, I have certainly tried to remain a human being. I can simultaneously respect the struggles of both the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, RSS, and the communist parties. This is my current state of dilemma. It is also a true fact that there are many crores of people like me. The impact of AI on social movements. From here on, I have recorded my thoughts and responses for the second major part of this illustrated piece. Subject: a question often arises about what the impact of AI, artificial intelligence, could be on Dalit and left-wing movements. I have tried to speak briefly, if not extensively, with a couple of people regarding this. If you ask with whom, those who instantly come to mind are Indudhara Honapura, my former colleague at Prajavani, Chaitra Honapura, who is currently working as a legal officer in the legal cell of the Greater Bengaluru Authority, and D. Umapti, a colleague and translator of Niyaz Farooqi's excellent work, An Ordinary Man's Guide to Radicalism. Hey man, Umapti, I don't know who looked into your translated work, but it contains a cartload of printing errors. If a second edition happens to come out, just tell your publisher to correct those mistakes. This is my only request. Hearing what I have said regarding the printing of this translation might make you realize that I come from a Brahmin background. When I was leading KannadaSahitya.com, I used to meet many authors to seek permission for adapting their works. I had also gone to the house of our Dalit poet, Dr. Siddhalingaya, to get his permission. The summary of the conversation that took place at that time is as follows. He had expressed his deep anxiety and pointed out very poignantly how Dalits have remained backward because English education was not provided in schools. I responded to him as follows. You can keep English for yourself, just leave the computers to us. After all, am I not originally born into a Brahmin family? To advance my argument and bring more clarity in alignment with the core theme of this illustrated article, let us imagine a scenario. A large IT office. Recently, on the roadside outside its compound wall, there is a peanut vendor selling roasting, and boiling peanuts on a cart. Hoping to earn a few extra paise or rupees, he manages his expenses somehow by selling roasted and boiled peanuts on the street side near the IT office. It is also true that if one goes near Krishna Rajendra, KR market, the same peanuts can be bought at a slightly lower price. When the employees of the IT office get tired of the food, pizzas, burgers, and other snacks available inside their office premises, they walk down from their office, cross the compound road, and buy peanuts from the cart vendor or purchase a polished peanut chakki, kept in a bottle at a tiny footpath shop and eat it right there. To an IT employee who lights a cigarette, enjoys the pleasure of gossiping about office rumors with a colleague, and earns thousands of rupees in salary, the peanut vendor selling at a slightly higher profit does not seem like a big crime to me. For the IT employee buying it, spending those 2 extra coins is no big deal. It is not a massive loss either. I certainly do not consider him a Robin Hood. However, it is right before our eyes that because of this culture of spending excessively, which stems from an arrogant celebration, the capacity of a Dalit or a poor person to afford the skyrocketing market prices is constantly diminishing. We have already seen situations where the power to bear market rates is weakening further and further for a peanut vendor, a Dalit, a poor person, or someone like me. As a middle-class person, I absolutely do not have the strength to bear these market prices either. Which organization do we all, the Dalit community, the peanut vendor, the poor, or people like me, need to join now? The impending crisis. It is becoming clear that the days are not far when thousands of employees losing their jobs due to the rise of AI will join the peanut vendor on the streets. The enormous debt burden incurred by the Karnataka government under Mr. Siddaramaiah, or the current government led by Chief Minister Mr. D.K. Shivakumar, or the central government of India under the leadership of Prime Minister Mr. Modi, is not something hidden from the awareness of conscious citizens. Amidst the corrupt politics of the BJP or Congress, another monstrous force called AI is lurking to take over the entire world. In the middle of this, I am curious about what the nature of the struggles of the poor, the minorities, and the Dalits will become. Today, I am filled with anxiety and sorrow that these movements might wither away. As I have already mentioned in my discussion on my inner dilemma, those at the forefront of the poor, minority, and Dalit movements must pressure the government to formulate strict laws and regulations regarding the dual scenarios of IT and AI culture, specifically their utility and their dangers. Just as we witnessed mass bias during the COVID-19 pandemic, the days are not far when the two viruses of IT and AI will become even more contagious and rapidly pile up metaphorical mass funeral pyres. Reports are coming out in droves about organizations standing on their toes, blowing trumpets, ready to pour thousands of crores of capital into AI companies right during the mourning period following these mass disruptions. We need to become more conscious about what to grieve for and, similarly, what to celebrate and be happy about. This situation constantly increases a hopeless anxiety and melancholy within me. Conclusion. After hearing all this, a small request. Please do not categorize me as a Brahmin with guilt. My attempt is always to remain beyond caste and religion. I do not have the arrogance to claim that I have won in this endeavor. My thanks to everyone who has tolerated and listened to the torment of my thoughts. One thing is certain. The Brahmins on one side will not accept me, they will boycott me. The non-Brahmins on the other side will not welcome me either, they too will boycott me. The RSS will not take me into confidence, and the Communist Party will also keep me out. When the very people among whom I built my life shut me out, and when I myself make the decision to boycott them and detach from them, isn't it true that I have found a state
of asceticism, sannyastva, that lies even beyond vanaprastha, forest retirement? Next topic. I will share my thoughts in the coming days regarding why I do not eat snacks prepared with garlic and why I remain a vegetarian. With regards, Sekar Pona, the 13th of June 2026.